plays Agnes Pesto, recently managed to have a baby while continuing in that role, even though the character she played was not pregnant. She's here to tell us all about how she did it. Please welcome Allyce Beasley. Hi, how are you doing? Come on, have a seat. We have babies that are so close together.
We do.
Like a month apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I was bringing up the rear.
5 days before you gave birth, you were still working on the set. Now, how did you manage to pull that off?
Well, I ran out of stuff to do.
Yeah?
I probably would have delivered on the set, except I ran out of stuff to do in that episode. So I had the 2 days off before I delivered.
But you exercised now all the way through so that you really stayed in shape, right? You started beforehand and you really made a concerted effort at it?
Well, I've kind of been an aerobics junkie for about 5, 6 years. I mean, fitness is very important to me, and it's really important for my state of being and my state of mind. So I continued it, of course, through my pregnancy. And there was an excellent pregnancy program at Jane Fonda's Workout, which is where I used to work and where I go.
Yeah.
And
so I don't think that they ever showed you. I mean, because your role, she wasn't pregnant, Agnes Pesto.
Oh, no, she wasn't.
Did they shoot you from, so far up or something?
Well, yes, they usually shot me from the shoulders up and from the knees down.
You had a dancing sequence, though, didn't you?
Yes, they especially used that technique that day.
I'll bet they did.
Yes, it was very dancing. But I was 9 months pregnant, and I did a dance and song number, kind of. And the song was "If You Think I'm Sexy."
Oh.
So I sort of did. I was big, but I thought I was sexy.
That had to be a good day on the set, a good laugh, right? Was everyone really supportive?
Well, their mouths were dropping open, pretty much. They were so surprised that I was just dancing away and pulling it off. Because, before I came in that morning, everyone was going, "What do you think?" But they were also a little afraid that I was going to have the baby right then and there. So they were very grateful that the baby did come.
All right. Speaking of having the baby then and there, tell us about your attempt at natural childbirth and what happened.
Well, I don't know. I'm really not sure what the actual technical definition of natural childbirth was, because I wanted a childbirth without drugs, without drugs and medication, and that's what I started out to do. And when my water broke, and I was ready to, give birth to my baby, I didn't have any contractions, and it wasn't really till 28 hours later that I gave birth to the baby.
So
in the meantime, I had to have something called Pitocin, which is something that stimulates your contractions. Same thing the body produces, but my body didn't produce it. So actually, by the time I gave birth, I had been up for over 48 hours because I hadn't slept since Thursday night. So the thing that I found most important about it, and that I always wanted to share with other mothers and mothers-to-be, was that you should make the choices that you think you want, or that you do want, but to be flexible in the middle of childbirth, because I took some pain medication.
Like an epidural, right?
An epidural.
Which you really needed.
I really needed, because I'd been up for 2 days by then, and my contractions weren't coming, and I was probably on the Pitocin, which induces your contractions, but that's really, really kind of more tough on your body than normal contractions. And so I feel like if I hadn't taken the epidural and slept for a few hours, I would have had a higher risk of a cesarean, because
you wouldn't have been able to push him.
I wouldn't have been able to push him out, because I took an epidural and I was able to rest for a while and kind of get my strength back. We were able to turn it off, and I was able to push my son out.
So don't try to be a hero. Go with whatever's best.
Go whatever's best. You go as far as you can go, but when you really see that you might need some help, it may turn out better for you in the end, because I really wanted to deliver my baby vaginally.
And the baby was absolutely healthy. We have a picture of you and your husband, Vincent Schiavelli. Well, here's okay. This is the baby right at birth, right?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, is there any moment like that?
No.
Isn't it just the most wonderful thing?
We kept saying, "But he's so beautiful. He's so beautiful." We thought we'd have some long, stringy baby, with the ribs showing and everything.
Look at him here with Daddy too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that great. And you returned to work. I think, what, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks?
2.5 weeks, yeah.
I guess you kind of skip postpartum depression when you do that. You're too busy.
That's sort of what happened. I never had that, because people asked me, but I never had time to kind of get disoriented and depressed away if your whole schedule had changed and you've been home.
Yeah.
Everything was the same. I just had a child.
Were you physically up to it?
I think I was. I mean, it was my very first scene back was a very physical scene also.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that. That's interesting, the first time back.
Right before that scene, there was a very physical scene where I was jumping on the desk, because that episode's already aired a long time ago, and they threw me off the desk, and I had to be pounding and screaming about furniture being taken out of the room. So I guess I was up to it. I never thought about it, and luckily I was fine. But it was funny, because the first episode back, I also had a scene with David Addison.
Bruce Willis.
Willis, where we were discussing Maddie Hayes' pregnancy, Sybil Shepherd's pregnancy, because her character was pregnant on the show. And he's trying to get information from me and feel out about what it's like to be pregnant, and I have to keep telling him, I don't know, I've never been pregnant, which was the oddest sensation because 2.5 weeks ago I just had a baby. So it really took a lot of concentration. I kept thinking inside, I don't know how I'm saying this because I can still feel it in my body, everything that just happened.
We can take a look, too, at a little bit of that show. Watch.
Does it hurt when a baby kicks?
I don't know. Children usually like me.
No, I mean when a baby kicks inside. Does it feel like there's another whole person inside you playing soccer, or just that you got a hold of some bad oysters?
But I've never been pregnant.
But you're a woman. I mean, you girls talk about these things, don't you? In the powder room, at baby showers. I mean, you must know a couple women that have had babies, right?
Well, I know my mother. She was pregnant, but I don't remember very much about it.
Now, when you came back, you're working on the set. Where did you put little Andrea Joseph? Did he come along?
Yes. He's come with me since I went back to work, since he, was 2.5 weeks old.
Ah.
He's been with me the whole time, which is wonderful how things have changed, especially in our industry. The whole world is changing.
Oh, isn't it incredible?
But especially in ours, where people are making it more available for mothers to bring their children, and oh.
I think we have a couple of shots of little Andrea on the set. Were you breastfeeding?
Yes. Still am.
So it's one side, do a scene, and then the other side, right?
It was kind of like Charlie Chaplin goes to La Leche League. Because I'm unbuttoning my clothes, I'm running off the set, and I feed him, and I run back, and I feed him, and I run back. It's pretty funny.
And you also got right back into the exercising, too. Did you take the little Andrea with you? Because they were at the classes where they do baby massage?
Well, the most exciting thing for me, one of the most exciting moments after he was born was in a pregnancy program that I was in. The mothers come back after they've had their babies.
To show off the babies?
To show off the babies and to share their birth stories with the other women. So I was so nervous. I remember I just was like so flushed and so nervous to bring him in and show him. And then there's also a recovery program for the mothers that can exercise with their babies. But
I think we have a shot of Andrea exercising.
Oh yes.
On a rocking horse.
A certain yes.
Yeah, we weren't too sure he was enjoying this exercise. All I can tell you is that it gets better and better, and every little stage you go through, you say, this is the best stage, and then it just gets better again. Good luck with the baby.
Thank you, Joan. You too.
And good luck also tell Vincent. It gets better and better.
I will. Thanks.